Hey Liz, how are you doing?
Hi.
Nice to see you today.
Nice to see you.
How's your day been going?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. What brings you in today?
Well, I guess I would like to talk about my relationship with one of my siblings.
Sure.
He's older. Over Thanksgiving break, like, he didn't spend as much time with me as I was expecting, and like more than he usually does, like less time than he usually does. He usually makes it a point to like hang out with me and talk to me.
Mm.
This time he didn't, and it was really disappointing, and I'm kind of angry at him because we're really close, so that was really disappointing.
Sure.
He like, and he went out, he had to go out of town, so he was there for only a couple days that I was back, but during those couple days he was like out all the time.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like, okay, like
spend some time with me.
I'm back,
Yeah,
like,
sure.
and like so I didn't see him hardly. I saw him one night,
Mm-hmm.
and that was it. And then like the rest of the time he was gone, and then
Sure.
he had to go out of town. So it was like he knew I was back, and didn't. And he's usually very good at like, hey, you want to grab coffee? You want to do something?
Yeah, of course.
Or like, can I talk to you? Like, let's catch up. But this time he didn't, and I was just like confused and kind of angry because I was like, well, that's weird. Like, why?
Yeah.
This sudden shift.
Mm-hmm.
So
Like
I was
you usually do this.
Yeah, like you usually are
what's going on?
very intentional, but like now he's not. And like he kept coming up with like excuses, so it's just like,
Oh goodness.
oh, okay, like whatever. Like you don't have to, but it was just like I had that expectation that he was, 'cause
Sure,
he usually
sure.
does, and then he didn't. So it was just like kind of angry and disappointed and
Yeah.
bummed out that he wasn't more there like he usually is.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like you were pretty much like expecting to hang out with your older brother, like usual. Like this
Yeah.
always happens. Like every time he's home, which seems like, not too many times. Like he comes home kind of like rarely, but you were kind of frustrated, kind of confused as to why this time like you didn't get the chance to hang out with you. You know, and he didn't put as much effort into being able to hang out with you like he usually did, right?
Yeah, exactly. It was like the lack of effort was really weird. And like, I know he has friends that, he wants to hang out with and whatever, but like he hung out with the same person. Like every time it was like, hey, want to hang out? I was like, oh no, I'm hanging out with this person. So it was like the same person. And I was like,
Oh.
so it's not like you're...
Like you couldn't spare some time
right,
for me?
like you
Yeah, sure.
already spent time with this person, why couldn't you, change your schedule and like, not, and hang out with me and not hang out with that person.
Sure.
And like one night we were gonna go to dinner as a family, so like I texted him and like he didn't even text me back, he told my dad that he couldn't make it. So it's just like, so my dad had to tell me, oh yeah, by the way, he can't come, like he's going over to someone's house, and then I was like, he didn't even tell me. It was just like a weird, he usually is like, hey, sorry, I'm gonna be out.
Sure.
But it was just like a weird, like, distant, like I don't know if he's like distancing himself or whatever, or like, I don't know. So I'm just like confused and yeah.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like that relationship with your brother has meant like so much to you.
Yeah.
That's something you really look forward to, like when he does come home. And without that, that's like, you were kind of confused, like you mentioned, like at the lack of effort, like on his end.
Yeah, his like, yeah, he means a lot to me. I mean, he's like my closest friend. So like, not having, and like quality time is something that I really value.
Sure.
And he knows that. So like, you'd think he'd want to do something. I don't know, like, hang out with me because he knows that. But like, we're really close. And then he's actually going to Bolivia in January. So, like, I don't know when I'll see him again. So, like, that's really hard for me, too, because it's, like, processing that. Like, I don't, like, the time that I have with him is limited.
Sure. Yeah.
And then he's going to be gone in January. I don't know when I'll see him again. Like, that's really hard. And then to come back for Thanksgiving and I'm back, and then he doesn't spend time with me at all. It was just like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, weird. Like, I don't know what to do with that.
Mhm.
Like, why is that?
Yeah, it seems like there's like a lot of different things that are like going into play. Like, you kind of expected him to like spend some time with you, which he usually does, and also he's well aware that like your love language is time.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that it kind of is like a double-edged sword in that way. That you know when he's like when he hasn't spent time with you, it's not that he's oblivious.
Yeah.
So I get that how that can be kind of frustrating because you're aware that he knows that's
Yeah.
important to you.
Yeah, I think it's really frustrating knowing that he knows, because it's not like,
Yeah.
oh, he didn't know. Like,
Exactly, you can't put it off.
yeah, he can't pull that card of, oh, I didn't know.
Mhm.
Like, sorry, my bad. But it's like something he knows.
Yeah,
And I
sure.
think like my younger siblings also feel it too. Like, they were saying how like he's never present.
Mm.
And then like they want him to be more like there, and like, so I think we're all like, so it's not just me that feels that he's part of the family, but kind of not part of the family.
Mm.
So yeah, I think I'm just disappointed in him that he would make those choices. I don't know, like, to not invest, or you know what I mean. So
Sure.
yeah.
Disappointment in his choices. Huh? Yeah, I think that it says a lot just how much that relationship means to not just you, but your family as well. And there's that pressure coming from the fact that he's leaving.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little more about that? Just
Yeah.
like how that's like played into this as well.
I think for me, like, when I know that my time is limited with someone, so like when I know my time is limited with my older brother, like, I want to spend as much time as I can.
Yeah.
So like,
sure.
I was able to come home for Thanksgiving early, and I was thinking that would give us more time to hang out.
Exactly.
And so like, and that didn't happen. So I was just like really upset that, so I have this break in November, and he kind of blew it. Like, we didn't spend much time together.
Yeah.
And then my next break is in December, and hopefully he'll spend more time with me then. But like, that's my only break where I'll be home and he'll be home.
Sure.
And then so I feel like, if he knew that, well, like, he knows that he's leaving in January, like, why isn't he, spending more time with the family,
Sure.
being more involved? Like, I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me, because like but then like, I would do that. Like, if I knew my time was limited, I would try to spend as much time with the people that I care about.
Yeah, of course.
So like, yeah, I don't know, I think I came in with that expectation.
Yeah.
And it wasn't met, so I was like,
Kind of like disillusioned as to like, what
yeah,
happened.
or like, yeah, what's going on? Like, that's weird, or
Like you expected one thing, and you expected him to treat that time as valuable as you saw it.
yeah, exactly. I think that's what I was expecting from him. I was expecting that he would, because he usually does.
Sure. Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
usually
Exactly.
very
This is like a
considerate,
big
like
thing.
a very like time, like
Mm-hmm.
he likes to spend time with people too. Like,
Sure.
that's something that he values as well. So like, it was just unusual that he was like hardly home.
Yeah.
And then like not even, like, I had to go to him and say, hey, let's like talk. Like, he didn't even
They come to you.
come to me.
Exactly.
So it was like all of my effort, I felt like, was placed into like, I don't know, making it, or like making time with him. It was like all in my like effort. So like, I kind of feel like I had to force it in a way, which I don't ever want him to feel like forced into hanging out.
Yeah, like it sounds like it wasn't as natural as it usually was. Like
Yeah.
like the ball was completely put on your side of the field. You know what I mean? That was like, all right, if you want to hang out with him, it's up to you this time completely because he's not putting in the effort.
Right. Yeah. So like, it just felt like a lot of me working to like, okay, like, I have time and I know he's free right now, so
Sure.
I have to go and make
Yeah.
the effort to hang out with him, and he's not.
Mm.
So Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
kind of, yeah, frustrating.
You mentioned that feeling of like him not meeting that expectation that you had. When you realized that he wasn't like meeting that expectation that you had kind of put on him, you know, just throughout time, you know, that he's spent time with you when the times he was home, the rare times he was home. How did it make you feel?
It makes me feel sad because I value him so much, and like
Yeah.
he is my best friend. So like it's just really hard that he's not there. Like in some ways, sometimes I have to like every time and we're really bad at like keeping up like when I'm at school.
Sure,
So
yeah,
like
when
I
you're both
kind of
are
feel
busy.
like when we're together, we kind of have to re-meet each other,
Mm.
and usually it's pretty smooth. But like this time it was kind of like he doesn't even know me, like, and I didn't really know him. So it's kind of like like I don't know, like a weird change of like now we have to kind of figure out, you know, re-meet each other, I guess. And
Well, like it was very foreign, like it was very strange and new.
Yeah, like I don't know what's going on in his life. He doesn't
Sure.
know what's going on in my life, and like things are changing for him, things are changing for me, but like we don't know that. So like it
Sure.
makes me sad that we don't have that closeness like we have in the past. I mean, we're still close, but like it's a different kind of closeness, I guess, or like it's changing. I don't know.
I could really just hear, like, as you were talking about that, like, you're, like, yearning for that relationship to stay very close, like, and you also just the knowledge of that time being so valuable because it's so limited with him.
Yeah, I think, like, one thing I'm afraid of is, like, when he goes to Bolivia, and since we don't know when we'll see each other again, like, I'm afraid that we'll lose that relationship because we won't be spending time with each other. We're really bad at long distance communication, so like you just have to be we'll just have to be really intentional. But which I don't know how that'll go, but like I'm just really afraid that we won't know each other by the end of however long it is. Like I'm just kind of like, and I don't want that to happen, but like I can kind of see that playing out.
Yeah.
So like I think that's why the time thing is so important to me, like so that we can make the most of the time that we have, since no one will see him again.
You spoke a little about the fear of like not knowing one another, and just like kind of that gradual pull of like a loss of friendship, something that happens over time, and then you look back on it, and it sounds like you fear looking back on it and seeing like, whoa, like I don't really know him as much as I used to, you know, like we aren't as close as we used to be.
Yeah, I definitely fear that because he's probably, he's my closest friend.
Yeah.
He's probably the person who knows me the best. And like to have that closeness and then to have separation, and the thought of like losing that is really hard because it's like to begin with I'm not really good at being vulnerable with people.
Of course.
So then like when I share a lot with somebody, I kind of expect that person to be there for the long haul, and then like any separation sounds really scary because then it's like I don't know what to do with that. Yeah. Exactly.
Like you've like climbed this whole mountain to like work your way up to finally giving, you know, to being able to confide in someone, and then you're like, oh man, like all that trust that I worked up giving was for nothing if they kind of leave, you know, if they're out of the picture.
Yeah, exactly. It'll like feel completely worthless, or like all that trusting is like for nothing because like in the end he's gone. So like
sure.
Yeah, it's just really scary because it's like it has taken a while. Like it has taken him a long time to get to know me this well, and it's taken me a while to get to know him super well too. So like it'll feel like all that time was like for nothing, because at the end we're not even in the same country.
Yeah, yeah. Like you guys are so far apart.
Yeah.
You mentioned the fear of it being worthless, of it not mattering.
Yeah. Because I think I put like I said, like I expect, like when I'm trusting people, I expect them to be there for a long time.
Yeah, sure.
Just because like that's what I would want, especially since vulnerability is really hard. So it's like I want them to be there for a really long time, and then if they're not, like, it just, I don't see the point, I guess.
Exactly, yeah.
So, yeah. So I think like I would want him to be, which I know isn't always realistic, because I mean, you know, you move, you whatever, but like, I guess, yeah, it's just having people present in my life consistently is really important.
And it takes so much for you to even like be vulnerable with a person to that level, you know? Like you said, years.
Yeah.
To have the threat of it like walking away.
Yeah.
Sounds really scary.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Definitely scary, and it'll be really hard. So like, yeah, it'll be really hard to not have him with me. Like, it was really hard coming to school and not being with him consistently.
Sure.
And then like, the thought of like him being completely gone is like a really tough thing to process. And then like when like he doesn't meet my expectations of, oh, spending time with me, then it's just like, why, you know, like.
Like it sounds like it's easier to like envision that time when your friendship isn't as strong as it was, or if he's, you know, kind of like walked away from it after he doesn't meet your expectations, after you're let down, you know?
Yeah.
Like you were this Thanksgiving break, so.
Yeah. And I think I've expected him to be pretty perfect, because I mean, he's usually for them like a very perceptive person, so he knows how to meet people where they're at, and he's really good at it. So I think I expected him to be really like aware that I, you know, want to spend time with him, and time is something that I value. So like when he disappointed me, I felt super let down, because then it was like,